So as you guys know, I've been doing a lot of like work on my channel and like reorganizing the way the homepage appears and everything when you go to my channel. And I wanted to put a video about what I look for in product ingredients in the playlist. I knew the exact video, but of course, before I add things to recent playlists, especially if it's something old, I watch it. I watched it and I was just like, this just doesn't really apply to me today. And so I was like, okay, cool. I added it to my list. And I'm like, yeah, I totally have to refilm that video. So today is the refilming of that video so I can finally add what I look for in product ingredients to my playlist. Hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel. If you are interested in my hair, as some of you guys will come across this and be like, girl, I like your hair, go watch the last video, sis, because that's literally the video in which I did my hair. This just happens to be the day after the initial results from that. So this is like day 2. I ain't filmed no parts of that video today. I'm still filming for it. So you're getting to see something that is not in that original video, which is day 2 hair. Anyways, moving on. The list of products, ingredients that I look for is not a super long list, believe it or not, despite the ingredients kind of talk that we do on this channel. So I have it broken into categories. The first category is products, ingredients that I avoid. And there's literally only one thing that I absolutely avoid. And that's animal-derived ingredients. That's it. And that's not because animal-derived ingredients are bad for your hair. It's not because they're dangerous or harmful. It is literally just because I am a vegan. And as a part of veganism, you seek as far as possible and practicable to avoid the use of animals for food, clothing, and other purposes. So of course this would be use of animals for other purposes. And so that is why I don't use animal-derived ingredients in my hair products. So, and it's so easy to do that these days. So many things happen to be accidentally vegan that it's like I'm surprised when I see an animal-derived ingredient these days. But if you're not familiar, animal-derived ingredients would be honey appears in products, not as much. You know, some people have allergies and stuff. Silk appears in products quite a bit. Keratin appears in products. Old school, but randomly appears in hair foams, lanolin. And I think I've covered like the main ingredients that are likely to be in a hair product ingredient list that I just avoid. Not because they're bad, not because they're going to harm for you, and so it's probably not going to apply to a large portion of my audience at all. So with that being said, there are certain formulation patterns that I avoid, like things that I note, like trends or groups of things that I notice that I will try to avoid. So the first one is whenever there are no hold ingredients in the first 5 ingredients. If the product is like a gel or it is a foam or it's like some sort of cream that's supposed to be a styling cream, if it is something that is intended to be a styler and I do not see ingredients that provide hold in the first 5 ingredients, I put it back on the shelf. And y'all would be surprised at the amount of products that are saying that they're stylers and there's no styling ingredient in the top 5. Now I do make an exception if the styling ingredient is xanthan gum. Xanthan gum can be pretty far down on the ingredients list and still be pretty potent. Also, it does need to be somewhat diluted underneath some other things in order for it to not be like a total flaky mess on your hair. Sometimes I'll see PVP be a little bit farther down as well, but typically when it's farther down, there is still something in the top ingredients that is helping to boost and assist with that. So yeah, that's something I generally avoid because I don't want to bring the product home thinking it's going to style my hair and then I'm like totally disappointed. Also, looking in that top 5 ingredients, I try to see if there are an excessive amount of oils or butters in the top 5 ingredients, or if the oils and butters that are in the top 5 ingredients are like super heavy ones. You know, like if your ingredient is like coconut oil or something like that, I tend to avoid those products. And because usually if that's what's in the top ingredients, the overall product is probably a hair butter anyway, like a whipped butter that has some extra stuff added to it, or, you know, they're calling it a twisting cream, but it probably doesn't have any ingredients that provide hold to actually hold the twist. And it's just oils and butters, which is great, you know, for certain purposes. You know what I mean? Oils and butters are lubricants and coatants. they coat and they lubricate, basically. That's the job that they're supposed to do. And there are some instances in which you want something to coat and lubricate. There are instances in which you want that and you need that. However, if I'm trying to style my hair or I'm trying to condition my hair, I don't want coat and lubricate. That's not really what I want at that moment in time. And so I try to avoid products that their main thing is coat and lubricate, but that's not what I'm trying to use it for. And then the final pattern that I avoid is I try to avoid products that have a heavy amount of protein all up at the top ingredients. And I don't completely avoid them, like put them on the shelf, don't use them. But to me, if the ingredients, in the first 5 ingredients, there's tons of protein, there's more than one source of protein, or it's a really hard-hitting protein source, or it's like the second ingredient, that to me signals that this product is a protein treatment. And so therefore it should be used in the way that you would use a treatment, as in like, this is not the product that I'm using every single week on my hair every time I do it. This is not the product that I'm putting in my hair like daily or every other day or something like that. So I try to avoid, if I notice that, even if they don't say it's a protein treatment, I'm like, okay, this is a protein treatment and I'm going to use it as such. A good example of this is, I think the ingredients in the top 5, but it's the pattern treatment mask. I do not use that on a regular basis. I do enjoy this product, but I use it like seasonally because it makes your hair like so firm, and like you have to follow it with a regular conditioner and everything. So that's definitely, I would consider a protein treatment, and it's not something that I would use on a regular basis. There are ingredients that I'm looking for on a product label as well. Like I'm like, it's gotta have this. Number 1, I do look for humectants on products now, which is so funny. I feel like it's so wild that I'm saying that, being that I'm someone who lives in Florida, the humid part of Florida. And I actually actively look for humectants in products now. And it's typically because I know now that I can just top that product with something that's more like hard holding and like more weather resistant, and I still get the benefits of the humectants pulling that moisture into my hair. So we're talking like aloe vera, we're talking glycerin, we're talking I'm trying to think of some others off the top of my head, but yeah, you know, I like humectants to help pull in the moisture or whatever from the air or what have you. And then I'll just seal my hair over with, you know, like a stronger hold product or something like that. So I do actively look for humectants. I like the way that they make my hair feel. The second thing I look for is actually another type of humectant. I look for film forming humectants. So these are humectants that provide hold. And I had to stop myself from saying it earlier when I was listing humectants, but pectin is a humectant, but is a film forming humectant. So it often will be found in styler. So it's helping to style your hair. So I definitely look for those film formers that also are humectants at the same time. And then the last thing that I look for in product ingredients is specifically when I'm looking at shampoos, I pay attention to the cleansing surfactants. I pay attention to that, like how many cleansers are in here, how close to the top of the ingredients are they. I'm still listing this as something that I look for, but I'm noticing that this is something that I'm having to look at less and less and less. In the past, they would come out with like co-wash type products that hardly had any cleansers at all, no cleansers, or the cleansers were like way at the bottom third of the ingredients list. And so I just learned to look for those things because I'm like, okay, look, I'm using products, I'm using gel, I'm using all this. I need to get my hair clean. I'm going to look for these ingredients. But now I can honestly say that most products that advertise themselves as a shampoo do have these ingredients. Now I kind of use looking at these ingredients to kind of like determine what type of shampoo it is before I try it, to kind of save some money. So like if I notice that the cleansers are more gentle cleansers, and then I notice that maybe they have like coconut oil or olive oil or something like that that's in the shampoo formulation, probably gonna be a more moisturizing formulation. The cleansing is gonna be cut. Now if I look and I see olefin C, what's that? Olefin C12, C13, whatever it is, sulfonate. If I see that and it's up in ingredients, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be darn near clarifying. If not clarifying, this is gonna be cleaning. This is the more strong shampoo. I might need to use this as a clarifier or more of like an all-purpose, like my first lather type shampoo. So now I'm kind of just using it to kind of game the system and see like what kind of shampoo it is before I purchase it, and not really to see if it's actually cleansing anymore, because it seems that the hair care industry has finally got the message that yes, we want to clean our hair. Please make cleansers that have cleansing ingredients. I'm gonna let YouTube recommend some videos over here. I really want you guys to check out my channel page because this is gonna be in the playlist. Yes, finally remade the video. Subscribe. I make videos every week, and I will talk to you in the next one.